Aloha, Richard Halverson here. This is ICS321. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to do question 2 in assignment 2. So I've opened it up right here, question 2. We're in assignment 2. And in this question, we are given a pretty large rel bar here of employees at a company that works on projects. Employees work on projects. And we have an employee ID, a name, an address, a city, and a zip code for the employee. And then we have a project ID and a quarter for the project, a project name, and then employee hours. And this employee hours is the number of hours that this employee worked on this project. So Mary Jacobs worked on the 2019 third quarter product plan, PID 1000, for 30 hours. And Rosalie Jackson worked on PID 1200, which is the 2019 third quarter tax preparation, for 20 hours. And we see that Mary also worked on 2 other projects. Tom here worked on 3 projects. Heather worked on 2, and so on. So the idea here is to decompose this into BCNF so we avoid certain kinds of anomalies, like we notice that Mary Jacobs' address is in here more than once, and if we were to add another record, we might make a mistake there. We might make a product IDs are entered more than once. We could make a mistake on the name or the quarter or whatever. And we see that the name and address and so on depend only on EID. It has nothing to do with PID. And this name of the project and the quarter of the project has nothing to do with the name of the employee. We see that 1,000 here is the same as 1,000 here, having nothing to do with the employee. All right, so let's get started. We are supposed to make a new database with this name. So let me copy that and go over to my cPanel here and create a new database called that. All right, and then if I go to my cPanel, I should see, go to phpMyAdmin. Here it is, assignment 2. And so let's import this table here, this one. From here down to, I'm going to hold the Shift key down and click, and I'm going to copy, and I'm going to paste that into a blank Excel worksheet. Like that. I use this one, not this one, but this one. And so now I have it in a nice spreadsheet format. Let me copy this out again. Copy. And I'm going to paste it into a tab or in a text editor. Paste. And now it's tab separated or tab delimited. Let me save it. And I'm going to call it Q2.csv. All right. So there it is. And so I'm going to import it into this database right here. Import, browse, and it's Q2. And it is separated with tabs, \T. And the first line does contain the table column names. Go. All right, here we are, table 1. And let's click on options, and let's rename this table to original. And let's have it be an INNODB. Go. All right. So now we've got this nice original table here, and let's go through and choose appropriate field types and sizes and specify the primary key. And then we're going to decompose it into these BCNF tables. All right. Let's just define the fields first. We've got an EID field. There's an integer field. Are these EID and PID are integers? Are they not? Okay, good. So let's go to structure, and let's just change this to default 32-bit word. Cannot be null. Let's squeeze this over a little bit. Cannot be null. Save. And the first name of the person can be, I don't know, 25, and cannot be null. The last name of the person can, I guess, also be 25, and empty string for a default, not null. And the address, oh, let's make this, I don't know, 50. Empty string. And the city can be, I don't know, 25. And the zip code, 5 integers. Let's make it 5 varchars, because if we put a leading 0, we should make this 10 in case people want to put their zip plus 4. And we want it to be varchar because, like over way in the east, some zip codes start with a 0. And if we enter in a zip code that starts with a 0, we still want the 0 to be there. And if it's an integer, it'll be dropped off. So let's make it a character field, and can't be null. And we've got a PID here. That's a project ID. Let's just make that no default, no length limit, which means it'll just be a 32-bit word. Can't be null. And quarter, varchar 7, I don't, let's just make it, I'm not sure what, this would be safe, make it varchar 20. And the project name, let's give them some leeway there and make it 100 characters long. And then let's hours, integer. Let's make it, they got to be able to put in tenths of hours. So let's make this a decimal, and they maybe will put 2.25. Let's say 9, 2. They'll never work that many, but this way they can put in like 0.25 or something. Let's put a 0 there. And so now we've got employee hours, project name. All right, and we got to say some sort of primary key. So we see that employee hours depend on both the PID and the EID. So and that's it. Everything else depends on either the EID or the PID or both. We actually do have another dependency here, and that's that the zip code determines the city. So the city depends on the zip code. You can say it that way, or you can say the zip code determines the city. There's never two different city names that share the same zip code. Or let's assume that. So we've got these F name, L name, address depend on, and zip code depend on EID only. City depends on zip code, which depends on EID only. Quarter and proj name depend on PID. E-hours, however, depend on both PID and EID. So EID plus PID can be the key. And so let's make this the primary key. And so now we've got that set up. Let's see, I'm going to pause for a minute. All right, where was I? Okay, so I have this original table here. It looks like this, and all of the fields have been specified, typed, and the keys. Okay, so now I need to create now I need to decompose the table into my BCNF tables. So this is actually going to be it's going to be one table for employees. This including zip, and then it's going to be another table for projects, and there's going to be a third table that's got the EID and the PID and the E hours, and there's going to be one last table that's got the zip code and the city. And so I'm going to create that's four tables, right? This is a 1, 2. Both of these is 3, and then this one's 4. All right, so I'm going to go click on original here, and I'm just going to make 4 copies of this. Let's see. So the first one, and I'm not going to let's see. So structure only. One's going to be called employees. Employee. How's that? Employee. And let's have one be called projects. Project. And let's have another one be called I don't know, project hours. How about just hours? Imp proj hours. How's that? EP hours. EP hours. All right, and then the last one can be zip city. Okay, so I got these 4 tables now. And let's, employee is just going to be, employee is going to be this one plus this one plus this one plus this one. I'm going to delete this field and then these fields. And that's going to be my employee table. Drop. All right. And we end up with that. Okay. Employee hours, employee project hours is just going to be, get rid of this, this, and this. It's just going to be EID, PID, and the hours. EID, PID, and the hours. And the projects are just going to be, get rid of this, 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 and get rid of this. It's just going to be PID, the quarter, and the project name. So that's going to be our project table. And then zip city here is really just zip and city. Like that. Get rid of all those. And we end up with zip city, and zip is the primary key. Zip will be the primary key. All right. Now we got to do um, our projections and insertions. So let's see what employee would look like. It's going to be select EID, FName, LName, address, zip from original. But we see it needs to be a rel var, so we got to put a distinct. And that looks pretty good. Okay, so we want this to be our employee table. Insert into employee, that. And now we have a nicely populated employee table. Let's do EP hours. This would look like select EID, PID, E hours. That's about it. And I don't think it would not be possible for there to be any duplicates, but just to be out of habit, let's just put this distinct here to ensure that we always get rel vars. There we go, same number of records. So this is going to populate EP hours. Insert into. And now we've got a nicely populated EP hours. Project is going to be, it's going to look like this. Just the project fields, PID, QTR, proj name. And if we do this, we see a lot of duplicates. So let's do a distinct. And that looks like nicely, okay. So this is going to be insert into project. And we now see we've got a nicely populated project. Finally, we've got zip city here. And that would be something like select city zip. And there are a few duplicates here. So let's just do distinct. And there we go. So we're going to insert into zip city, that. And now we see zip city is nicely populated. And let's see, we should be able to get all these back by just doing a bunch of from employee, natural join project, natural join zip city. Oh, we already got that there. Natural join EP hours. And we end up with something that looks like it's put the same. Let me create a view that does this. Create view underscore original as that. All right, now we have a nice this is a view right here. Looks like that. And let's go back here and click on phpMyAdmin again so we can refresh this left side. And we see that now we've got 5 tables and 1 view. And if we do select asterisk from original, we get 15 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 columns. 15 rows, 10 columns. If we do the same thing from view original, we get 15 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 rows and 10 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if we do view original, natural join original, we should also get 15 rows and 10 columns. So they appear to be equal. All right, so that should take care of delete all the extra tables. All right, so I'm done with question 2. So I will end this little video here and make another one for question 3. Thanks for watching.